Well, alright, we're jamming. I wanna jam it with you. We're jamming, jamming, and I hope you like jamming too. In the room they go by, we can do it anyhow. Ah, you know we'll see you through, 'cause every day we pay the price.
Hey guys, welcome to Yardie Belly Kitchen, and yes, it's a Saturday evening. It is the eve of Father's Day, and me and Josh, the food lover, are in the kitchen. We're trying to prepare something to cook for tomorrow's Father's Day dinner, and over here we have some mutton, yes, and trust me, it is kind of a challenge to decide what to cook for a chef. What do you cook for a chef? How do you cook for a chef? But what I do know about my husband is that he is really a lover of authentic Jamaican food. Yes, he cooks a fancy mean international dish and stuff, but nothing to him. His comfort food is, his Jamaican traditional food. So decided to do some curried goat. Yes, how much more traditional can you get than that? So hopefully he enjoys it. So I'm going ahead and preparing the seasonings, because you have to overnight season your meats. That's how we grew up, that's how we learned it, and that's what we're sticking to. We're going to soak this baby overnight. So I have a half of a large onion, cutting that up fairly small. Alright, and then I have a bundle of thyme. I have a whole host of garlic cloves, because garlics just add a host of flavor to your dish. So just smashing them and then chopping them. Alright, so of course, when you're cooking curry, it's always good to add a little piece of ginger. So I have a little joint of ginger here. I'm just going to smash it. And then rough chop it. And that's going to be added to the seasoning. And for the pimento seeds, I'm also smashing it to release the flavors. Yeah. And of course, hot bonnet pepper have to be in any authentic Jamaican dish, especially your curry dish. Can't do that without pepper. Even though I'm not a big pepper lover, pepper have to be in your curry, remember. Alright, so now that I've pretty much cut up all the seasonings, I have the meat here. I believe this was 2 pounds. Right? Or 3 pounds. 2 to 3 pounds of the goat meat. And I'm going to just add all of the seasonings to that at the same time. Alright, and I'm going to just release some of the thyme from the stem. Yeah. Alright, and so now it's time to add the powdered seasonings, the curry and the seasoning blend and the black pepper and all of that stuff. So to start off, I'm using, don't judge me, it's my makeshift better pot curry bottle. We actually transferred it from a smaller bottle into this huge bottle because we always have to have our supply of better pack curry. It's the best. Alright, so I'm adding the curry. And about 2 tablespoons of the curry is what I'm adding, even though I am, you know, kind of eyeballing the amount. It's equivalent to about 2 tablespoons. Alright, and I have garlic powder, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder, or more depending on, you know, your preference, your taste. We like a lot of garlic, so yeah. And I always go ahead and add a little bit of turmeric to the dish also. Not a must, it's totally optional, but yeah. Black pepper, just a little sprinkle of black pepper. And for that salt element, I'm using Laurie's seasoned salt. Now I'm going to be adding this generously. I want to say about 1.5 tablespoons of that, because that's the only source of salt that we're using in the mix. Alright, so now it's time to actually, you know, rub the seasonings in. But before I do so, I'm adding a little bit of oil. Whichever oil you choose. This is an oil blend of olive and sunflower oil. And this just helps the seasoning to adhere to the meat and help with the marinating process. And of course, ain't nobody got time to mess up them fingernails. So with curry, so I'm using a spoon. You can use a plastic bag if you want to. You can put on a gloves, which I don't recommend, but people do that. Or you can use your own your hands. But this works, so this is what I'm using, a spoon, and just make sure everything gets incorporated nicely, because it depends on the type of gloves. Well, you can use gloves, but I would not recommend using latex gloves because of, you know, the chemicals that potentially exist in it. You don't want to get that into your food. So yeah. Alright, so pretty much this is it, you know. Let me add a little bit more. It needs a little bit more high. Right, Josh? It need that glisten. Alright, so yeah. And pretty much once this is, you know, done, we just cover it up with some saran wrap, put it in a plastic bag, and tuck it somewhere in the fridge so it can, you know, get nice and seasoned and marinated. Remember I told you. Alright, you guys, it is actually 24 hours later, and yeah, dinner time to cook our curry goat. It is nice and soaked, nice and marinated, and time for it to hit the pot. I think I'm going to, you know, just for the heck of it, go ahead and put it in the pressure cooker for a short time. I'm not trying to pressure the whole process, but just to give it a little jump start with, you know, the tenderness, I'm gonna be putting it into my pressure cooker. Alright guys, so the pot is super hot, you guys. I have about 2 tablespoons of oil. Intentionally made it hot because I want the curry to kind of burn off. making that burn off for a little bit before I add the water to kind of pressure it down a bit. Alright you guys, so it's been about 10 minutes that the goat has been sauteing for, and I believe that the curry is now nice and burnt, so it is time to add the water to just do a little bit of pressuring. I'm adding about a cup and a half of water. You just want enough water to just cover the meat. For your amount, it might be more or less water depending on the amount of meat that you're cooking. But you just want it to be enough to just, you know, come to the top of where the meat is. Right, so you put on your cover. This is a weird pressure cooker, yeah, I know. But it's very effective.
Many hours later.
Alright, moment of truth. Let's check if the goat is somewhat softened. It's a good thing I opened it when I opened it, because that water dried down. Perfect timing. The water dry all the way down, so I can already tell that the goat is pretty much, for the most part, partially cooked, so it's time to just cook it down now. Add in a little bit more water and start to season him up, because we're about to get the show on the road, you guys. Curry goat, curry goat, curry goat, curry goat. I think this light is giving me the wrong color. Let me see. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah, but because of the overhead light on the stove, it's kind of giving me an orange vibe, but it's more of a yellow color. So do not dismay, you guys. It's all about the lighting. All about the lighting. Alright, so I've added about maybe a half cup of water to the pot, and what I'm gonna do is allow it to just come back to a boil, because I totally turned off the fire, because of course you have to make the heat go all the way down before you open your pressure cooker. So that's what I did. So now I've turned the stove back on. I'm gonna allow it to come back to a boil, and I'm gonna be adding some Irish potato and some other fresh seasonings, and try to, you know, wind down this cooking process. Yeah, stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned, stay tuned. You are perfect in all ways, perfect in all your ways. You are perfect in all your ways. To us, you are perfect in all your ways. Lord, you're perfect in all your ways. Oh, it's a love so unexplainable, I can hardly speak. Peace so highly thinking. Never alone. You're good, Father. Who you are, is who you are, is who you are. Alright guys, so this is literally the final minutes. It's been about maybe an additional 20 minutes since it came out of the pressure cooker and has been simmering down. The potato is fully cooked and everything. So I'm just gonna finish off with a little bit more fresh seasonings, some scallion, onion, and a fresh piece of thyme, and of course curry. And not curry if it don't have a scotchy, so I have a whole scotch bonnet pepper right here. And yeah, 5 more minutes and we're good to go.
And there you have it, guys. This awesome, delicious plate of curried goat, well presented with some nice vegetables, yeah, and fresh greens, ripe plantains, and of course that beautiful and delicious basmati rice from India. This Father's Day curried goat is, I mean, it made the Father's Day for me. I really, really want to thank the wifey, yes, and Josh, the food lover, my son, for putting together this awesome, awesome Sunday dinner. The curry goat is well flavored, well seasoned, well cooked, and the potatoes add a little bit of texture, and the gravy is just awesome. Everything is just awesome. I really want you guys to give them a thumbs up for this one. Yes, just give them a little thumbs up for this one because they did well. And go ahead and like, share, subscribe to Yardie TV for more great content. We thank you once again for watching this video. Look out for more. Keep your notification bells rung so that you can get every single upload that we upload. Once again, curry goat at its finest. Thank you for joining me. Remember, live and laugh, cook and eat. Yardie TV says so.